Okay, so we are all set up, and we got about 30 minutes, I think, before it opens. And it seems like there's a lot of people in here. I'm like super overheated. And of course, this fluorescent lighting does nothing for me. But we're gonna stand up and spin around. If you look over my shoulder, that is where Santa is going to be at. And if we turn around facing the other direction, over my shoulder, that is the food court. So we're going to find out what happens. Okay, so it's 12 o'clock. And we had our first sale. So we sold a snake and 2 chicken coasters and 1 sunflower coaster. So we're off to a good start. Guys, I almost did it again, so we're gonna do an after after day 1. Okay, you guys, it is Sunday, day 2 of the market. Yesterday was pretty successful, and I'm alone today. This is the mess I'm starting with. I'm gonna try and do it with less space today. No table to make it easier on myself. So I need to get moving. Okay, I am all set up, overheated, but even though I brought like more items with me today and I'm using less space, I got it to work and I feel like I had a lot more space. So let's take a look. almost time to start packing up, and I am ready. So let's take a look at what we have left. Well, good morning. It is Monday. I was up so early this morning. When I got home last night, oh my gosh, I was so tired. All I wanted to do was eat and go to sleep. And that's what I did. So I was up super early this morning because I went to bed so early last night. But what a great market this was. I was shocked. Now I have to say this is my best market ever. I was a little concerned because it was at a mall that I thought was closing. But I was talking to one of the guys that works at Hot Topics in that mall. And he said just some of the bigger stores like Ulta and Bath and Body Works, they moved out because they needed bigger space. So I was pleasantly surprised that there were more stores there that I expected. So Saturday, we were there we got there at 9:30 to start setting up, and it was about an hour and a 10-minute drive, approximately. So we get there and they tell us, "Oh, wait over here. We got to wait for Michelle because we don't know where she's going to put you." So we wait, and all these other people are getting to go in. I'm like, what the heck? So finally, they have us move up and then just stand in one spot and wait again. And these people are walking past, and I'm getting irritated because I'm like, hello, the line is over here. I was just worried because I still haven't got to see the kiosk yet to see what I am dealing with. What do I have to work with? So we finally get told where our booth is at. And we go over and we're like right in the middle of everything, of all the activities that were going on, and the food court was straight across from us. Santa Claus was behind us. We were on the main path, and they had all the little kiosk things lined up on one side. So it was a good thing that I said yes to using the kiosk. It was very warm in there. Had a really good lunch, some Japanese pepper steak. Bathroom wasn't too far, but it was still a nice little haul by the time you get over, because it was over by the food court, but then you go down this really long hallway. Couldn't figure out how to make the water faucets work. Just had to use the one in the handicap stall. Oh my God. Why me? Anyways, there weren't any super interesting events or customers. I guess you can't have them at every market. Lots of kids. The kids were as cute as can be. They were all dressed up to go have their pictures taken with Santa. And they had some little contests with the dresses. And I have all these messages coming across my screen. Mary, I'm recording. I'll call you back. It's a little distracting. But yeah, they had like a gift wrapping contest. They had contests for the adults, for the kids, something to do with candy canes, even a contest for the vendors. If you decorated your booth with a Christmas theme, which I did not. My hands were full enough as it was. So, if I have pictures, I'll put them up. Again, I had to delete a lot of my pictures because of the whole memory storage thing. And what I did, rather than go through each item individually, I went through my list, which, by the way, I balanced both days. I did not miss writing something down. I am proud of myself for that. So I lumped all the same type items together, but still, like I have a lot of one-offs, so there's still lots of ones of those. But my very first sale of the day on Saturday was a small snake and 3 coasters, 2 chicken and a sunflower. I just wanted to throw that out there because that was the first sale of the day. It took probably about an hour and a half-ish to make back my booth fee for the whole weekend. So I guess that's a good thing. I mean, it's always a good thing when you make your booth fee back. But anyways, so on Saturday, we sold 60 items. And I was thrilled. We sold 4 small snakes. That is a Saucy Puffin Crafts pattern. 3 coasters, 2 chicken, and a sunflower. 1 succulent plant, which is the mix of the 2 patterns. The pot part came from a free pattern on Instagram, and the cactus itself came from Knots Merry Yarn. 2 of the baby penguins, which was one of the patterns that we did for our countdown for Christmas. 1 of my Scrap Buster mini turtles. 1 of my axolotls. 1 chick in a frog hat. And I was very shocked. My One Piece character, I do not know his name, but he was the male pirate with the hat and the red vest. That sold for $40. Within 30 minutes, the girl pirate sold, and she had all that red hair, again for $40. Sold 5 sea turtles. The Myrtle the Turtle pattern, the one where I put the little spots on it. 5 of those. 2 dumpster fires on Saturday. 4 chicks in an egg. And this time, it was not the yellow ones. I sold every color but the little yellow chick. Go figure. 1 of Crochet Customs hot dogs. 1 baby Grinch, which was Madeline Mako's pattern. Finally sold a princess baby. And it was the Snow White one where I had to come up with the dress pieces myself. I take it back. There was one interesting customer to tell a story about. This lady wanted to buy a plushie for a monkey, but she was worried about the stuffing in it. So she ended up buying a lovey, and it was the gray goose lovey for the monkey, because the only part that was stuffed was the head. So this monkey is getting a really cute plushie. Hopefully it doesn't tear it up. Not quickly anyways. Then we sold one loaf cat. And Sky, the Paw Patrol, the pink dog, she sold. One of the jumbo mini turtles, it's one of my scrap buster turtle, but it's done out of Michael's yarn with an extra round in the head and I think an extra round in the shell. I don't remember now. I have it written down somewhere. But we sold one of those. 2 jellyfish. 1 Christmas pickle. A cow. But I'm not sure which cow right off the top of my head. We sold a cow. Then this very cute little baby ended up getting the chick Lovey. And the baby alien, which I think is Grogu, looks like Baby Yoda to me, that sold. 3 scrunchies. We sold a large snake, which was Mom Stitchetti's snake pattern. It's a free one on Instagram. 1 Marley the manatee. 4 car swings, 2 birds, 1 turtle, 1 axolotl. And I think only one of the birds was not all from Jade's pattern, but the turtle and the axolotl are all from Jade. 1 mini bird. So even putting it in the Ferris wheel didn't help. I don't know what the deal is with them. I was selling those like hotcakes unless people are just tired of them. The blue Madeline Mako elephant. 2 of the Chonkymon. I couldn't tell you which ones, but 2 of them sold. Both Hello Kitties. This was funny because I had to take a restroom break, so John was in charge, and they came up and they had a credit card. And he can't do the credit cards because my reader won't fit his phone because we have different type phones. So the person's going to come back. So they did come back, and then she sees the other Hello Kitty that has the floaty on it, and she's like, oh, I can't decide. And the boyfriend's like, just get them both. So she bought both Hello Kitties, and then they paid with cash. There wasn't a credit card, so they must have went and hit up an ATM machine or something. Then this really cute little girl come up, and she wanted one of the bigger sea turtles. It's all from Jade pattern, but done in the Michael's yarn, so it's bigger. And I had $18 on it. It was more like medium big. It might have not have even been Sweet Snuggles. It might have been Premier's, whatever yarn they have that has the little flowers in it. But it was pink. And she wanted that turtle really bad. But she only had $15. And that's all she was allowed to spend was $15. So I let her have it for $15. She was just too cute. And she was so happy. Couldn't help myself. Okay, so then we sold the big Basset Hound and Momo. My purple dragon sold. The one that was a smaller version of the black and red and orange one. 1 stingray and 1 bee. And this was a sitting bee made out of Bernat with the sparkle in it. And I've had it. It's been around a long time. Very long time. And it finally sold. So those were my sales for Saturday. That was 60 items. My best sellers on Saturday was Myrtle the Turtle. Then the chick and egg, the small snake, and the car swings all tied for second place with 3 of each. Hold on. I have small snake. Did I tell you I sold small snakes? Yes, at the very beginning. I sold 4 small snakes. So the small snakes, the chicken, the eggs, and the car swing with 4 of each. And then the coaster and the scrunchie, they tied with 3 of each. My total dollar sales for Saturday was $821, 278 in cash, 543 in square, and $16.20 in fees. So overall, that was a decent day, but it was a long day because like I said, we got there at 9:30. It ended at 7. We probably didn't get out of there till close to 8 o'clock. By the time we got home, it was 9:30-ish. And yeah, wore out. Just absolutely wore out. So on Sunday, I was by myself because John's sister had her yearly family Christmas party where just her brother and sister and their kids go. No outside guests, just family members. And I convinced John that he needed to go to that and I could handle this by myself because I don't have to deal with the canopy. I can do it. So when we broke down Saturday night, I was thinking, let's make this easy on myself for breaking down on Sunday night. We took the table out. I'm like, I'm going to make it work on just the kiosk. We took things that I would not be using, and I left those in the car and left the display pieces behind, but took all the plushies out because we were leaving before the mall closed. I wasn't just going to leave the plushies there. But I left all the display pieces and everything else went in the car. So Sunday, of course I couldn't sleep Saturday night. Sunday I get up, I have some breakfast, and I decided I have to bring some yarn with me. I'm not even going to have anybody to talk to today. So I take some yarn. I sat there and I crocheted a few penguins, and everything was there. The setup worked out. I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, it was kind of hard with the shape of that kiosk and not having table covers that would work on it. But I'm glad I chose to use it because I was able to, in my opinion, I was able to come up with a fairly decent setup for winging it. Okay, so Sunday, oh, yeah. So I leave the house, and on the way, don't you know I passed my exit? I'm looking as my exit is going by, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I am not getting off of this and getting back on and turning around because I was on a toll road, and my toll fees would have been outrageous for the day. So I just went to the next exit, and I knew I needed to go west. I just kept following the road till I hit US 19. Then I'm like, okay, now do I go left or right? I don't know. So I went left, pulled into a Circle K, went in and asked for directions. And of course I needed to turn right. But I found it, still got there in a decent time. And actually, that route would be a better route than the GPS was taking us because it puts you so much closer to your destination with less lights. Except for the westbound road. That had a few lights. But because of time of morning, it was a little traffic. I was getting irritated because I was catching all the lights. But I was already irritated with myself because I missed my darn exit. It's like, stop daydreaming and pay attention. So I get there, I get it all set up, and the vendor that was to my right, if I'm facing the food court, she came back and she was taking all of her stuff and not setting up, so it's going to be empty. Well, there were a lot of people that only were there for one day instead of 2. I didn't know that that was an option, and so she was moving people forward and getting them in the same path. So some people had to pick up their tables and move everything. But if you were one of the kiosk people, you were in good shape. So she had someone come over to that empty kiosk. They might have been there maybe 2 hours and then left because they were doing permanent jewelry, whatever that is. And they had no takers for it. So we had all the characters walking around, and each one of them had like a staff person or a security with them because they couldn't see where they were going through the costumes. It was pretty cool. And then the older adult belly dancers, that was pretty interesting. But lots of kids. Sunday was appointment for Santa Claus, by appointment. It wasn't just go wait in line. So you had to have an appointment. And they did a pretty good business on Sunday. And for kids that stood out to me, because it was like big picture day, this one little boy, he come over and his hair's all slicked over, nice and combed and neat. And he's got his little buffalo plaid flannel on. And I just looked at him, I go, you look so handsome. You must be getting your picture done today. I mean, he was just cute as a button. Just cute as a button. And then this other little boy come up, and whoever was doing the face painting did a fantastic job. He was done up as the Grinch, and it was all around his upper lip and up on his nose and the forehead for the eyebrows. They did a fantastic job. That was, I wish I would have taken a picture, but it looked really, really good. So, for Sunday, I did the same thing. I just made a list, lumped them all together instead of going sale by sale. So on Sunday, I sold 31 items. My first sale was the vendor that was leaving, and she bought a chicken nugget and a frog. So then I sold 2 dumpster fires, 2 loaf cats. Can you believe I actually sold some loaf cats this weekend? 1 of the tuxedo cats, but in gray. 4 car swings, 2 birds, a seal, and an axolotl. 1 baby penguin. And that was the last one that I had made that I brought with me. But I made 2 more while I was there. 1 minion. That was one that I grabbed and brought with me. But my last 2 Myrtle the Turtles. 1 mini bird. 1 larger sea turtle. 2 of the rubber ducks, and the rubber ducks are one of the patterns that we did in the countdown to Christmas. Charmander sold. Rose the Octo, that is all from Jade's pattern. This one was in a blue, and it went to a little boy. And the first thing he did when the mom handed him that octopus was psh, on the tentacles. And I'm like, okay, that one's not going to last very long. 1 chunk, 1 soot sprite. Sold a cat lovey to a cute little girl who just loves cats, but they can't have cats because there's allergies in the house. My gray bunny, where the ears stood straight up, that's been around since Easter, it sold. 1 jellyfish. 1 mini pup. And I finally sold a large mini bird. Now, it's a mini bird pattern, but it was done with the Bernat blanket, and so it's, you know, it's bigger. So I finally sold one of those. I was beginning to question my decision on making those. Stacy's Betty the Cow sold. And one of the small Rosalie Toys cows, free pattern from Instagram, sold. And my last sale of the day was the pink elephant, the Madeline Mako elephant. So my total sales for Sunday, now keep in mind, I went into Sunday thinking if I can do half as good as I did on Saturday, I'm having a good day. And I almost got there. And I'm still going to say it's a good day. I did $400 in sales on Sunday with 2 hours less time. And you could definitely tell it wasn't as busy. Just with even the amount of vendors that were not there on Sunday from Saturday. So 400 in sales, 136 of it was cash, 244 was card. My 2-day total, drum roll, $1,221. My setup fee was $150. And my square fees were $24.25. So my total revenue for the 2 days was $1,047.25. I am thrilled to death that these 2 days went so well. Like I said, I was very concerned because of the location, but I am just really thrilled. Today, last night I was too tired to be thrilled. I just was exhausted. So for my bestsellers, for the 2-day bestsellers, Myrtle the Turtle, we sold 7. We sold 6 car swings. Is that right? No. We sold 8 car swings. So let me reverse that. My bestseller was car swings with 8. Then Myrtle the Turtle with 7. And then dumpster fire with 4. But we had a casualty on the dumpster fires. Those darn eyes with the dome back, one of the eyes came out. The backing of it cracked. So fortunately, they didn't ask for their money back. They exchanged it for another one. So those eyes, anything I have left, they're going in the trash. I will not use those on any more toys. I'm not going to take that chance because that's 2 that's happened to. They're fine, and then like the next day or so, all of a sudden one of the eyes came out, and the little dome back on it, it just splits. Now I looked at them all, felt for any cracks or anything, and didn't see it. But I will not use those. Those are trash. I will not buy the sinker eyes again if they have that type of backing on it. I won't do it. I'll use the regular eyes. I know the sinker eyes are super popular, but I'll use the regular ones before I buy that type of backing again. And if I order them and they send me that type of backing, I'm going to send them back. I'm not going to take that chance. So that was my big market news. And the next one is January 3rd. So I'm done for the year. And I feel like all my really cool stuff has sold. I've got a lot of little things still left. I have some things that are like, I don't feel so great about them. But we're going to try and take and sell them anyways. So I don't feel super pressured to get a lot of things done. But I have a few things on my agenda to do. I do. And I did pick up a custom order while I was there. So I was surprised because a lot of people ask for my card and say they ask me if I do custom orders, and I never hear from any of them. But when I got home, I had an email from this lady, and I told her I can't really give her a price until I see the materials and the time, and gave her an estimate of what I thought it might be, guessing high, telling her probably less, but we'll see. I haven't heard back from her yet to see if she wants to go through with it. But yeah, so I'm happy. And if they do this market again next year, I will probably do it. And depending on outside temperatures, I will probably take my fan with me because I was very warm. I think I was constantly like sweating. It was really, really warm. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to me ramble. And we will see you in the next video.